All right, y'all, this video is going to be about understanding momentum waves on Market Cypher. This is going to be a Market Cypher tutorial video. Now, I just posted a video recently called Make $600 in Minutes, where I documented the process of how I took this scalp from the time I did my planning to the time I entered the trade, setting my take profit, setting my stop loss. The trade is currently still open. I encourage you to check out that video over here on my YouTube channel, Make $600 in Minutes, leverage trading tutorial. And in this video, I do show how I was looking at Market Cypher as the trade setup was happening and how I was drawing on the chart about what I wanted to see. Because if you follow this channel, you know the way I trade is I draw on the chart and I'm like, what would I like to see in a perfect world? And then I only take a trade if I see the perfect scenario. And I want to walk you through how you can interpret higher time frames through lower time frames, because a lot of people get confused and they're like, Jason, you know, I longed a big green dot on the 1 hour, but price came lower. But when you do it, price pumps. What's the deal? How do you know what dots on Market Cypher are going to be good? Which ones are not going to be as good? Well, that's what I want to walk you through in this video. Now, make sure if you enjoy this kind of content, guys, like the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Now, this trade that I took, again, this was one of the setups I did give in the VIP Discord in advance, right? So this is not a trade I took at random. This is a well thought out trade. I actually posted the setup 24 hours in advance, the exact level that I wanted to see on the chart, as well as exactly what I wanted to see on Market Cypher. Right? This is exactly what I wanted to see on Market Cypher and exactly what I wanted to see on the chart. Okay, so what I wanted to see was I wanted to see price lose this purple line, come up a little bit, come down, get a bounce off the golden pocket, come up a little bit, come down to this very important level and get our bounce from there to an all-time high. And this is what I wanted to see on Market Cypher. I wanted to see us come down a little bit, right? Come up a little bit and come down and print a bullish divergence on the 24-minute. And then boom, get new all-time highs. Now, when we take a look at the actual chart, okay, if I turn on my analysis from yesterday, we can see that pretty much if I go to the 1 hour time frame here, and let me just refresh this, and you know, I guess I don't really have the same fibs on, so I'll have to draw them again. But if we do take a fib from this swing low to this swing high, okay, and we can even see if we draw a line where the purple line was right here, right? We can see pretty much exactly what I wanted to happen happened, right? We came down to the purple line, we got a little bounce. We came down to the golden pocket, we got a bounce. We came down to my level, and then we got a bounce to new all-time highs. Now, this is the 1 hour time frame. Let's take a look at the 24-minute time frame, okay? Whoop, whoop. Here we go. What happened on the 24-minute time frame as this was happening? Exactly what I wanted to see. We came down, right? And we got a low wave, and then we got a little bounce. And then we came down and we got right here, we got a lower wave, bounce off the golden pocket, lower wave as well. But then look at this. When we came to the level I wanted to trade, we got ourselves a higher wave, right? And it looks a little different than the way I originally drew it, but notice something, right? The pattern, the structure is the exact same. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and delete this. The pattern that I wanted to see was a low wave like this, a lower wave like this, and then a higher wave like this. And that would be the signal that we were going to blast off, right? Notice my original drawing, okay? One wave, lower wave, higher wave, blast off, okay? Dip one, bounce, dip two, bounce, dip three, bounce, blast off. We come over to the chart, dip one, bounce with the high wave, dip two, bounce with the lower wave, dip three, bounce with the higher wave, and then we blast off to a new all-time high. Now, this is very important because what I'm doing here is I'm saying, what do I want to see on Market Cypher? And why do I want to see something like this? This is telling me, okay, that the bottom is in. The bottom is in when we see we have deep waves and then we have a higher wave. This is called an anchor wave and a trigger wave. If anybody is new to the Market Cypher indicator, I'm sure you've seen CryptoFace's original tutorials where he talks about anchor waves and trigger waves. And I'm sure you saw his video about how to win. Basically, in his video about how to win, I pretty much trade the same way, except what I primarily look for are divergences, where price is going to come lower like this. Okay, let's make this a little bit thicker. a little bit thicker, thick green, green thick. Oh yeah, baby, I like it thick and green. So I like my trend lines. And momentum is getting higher. Now, another thing to look for, and I'm going to get into much more details here, but another thing to really look for on Market Cypher is the money flow. If the money flow is also getting thinner as the price is getting lower, and it looks like money flow is going to start to cross up above that zero line, that is very powerful. Why? Because if money is coming into the asset, right? What is the money flow? It's like water in a garden, right? This is the analogy, the original analogy coined by the man himself, Crypto Face. He likens the money flow to water in a garden. When you have water coming into a garden, things are going to grow. When you have water leaving a garden, things are going to die. All right. I'm going to turn off everything. I'm even going to turn off the blue and the red dots, and I'm just going to keep money flow. Now look at this. We can just clearly see money flow is getting higher and higher as price is dipping down. Okay, this is a sign that water is coming into the garden, yet the price is coming lower. It means there's an imbalance and there needs to be a correction, right? Now, what I want to do also is I want to kind of go over how we're going to be able to tell if a green dot on a higher time frame will give us a big bounce or a little bounce. And it all comes down to interpreting the higher time frames through the lens of the lower time frames, and vice versa, interpreting the lower time frames through the lens of the higher time frames. Now, we have to understand, when we are looking at Market Cypher, when we are looking from time frame to time frame, that we are looking at the same exact thing, but from a different resolution. That's very, very important. We are looking at the same thing, but from a different resolution. When I look at the 1 hour time frame, right, I am seeing the same thing as if I'm looking at the 12-minute time frame. But on the 12-minute time frame, I'm seeing things more zoomed in. All right. And if we come to the 1 hour time frame here, I want to focus on the bounce that we got right here. Okay. This was a trade that I took yesterday right here from the golden pocket, right? It was part of my trading plan. Again, yesterday, my trading plan literally was bounce 1, bounce 2, bounce 3. Okay. I didn't get bounce 3 until this morning, but bounce 2 was off the golden pocket, right? Was off that golden pocket. And of course, that was a very juicy trade. I made a little meme video about it. Bullish Market Cypher indicator. You guys know I have a little saying about the uneven butt cheeks and the chickens drinking water. This was the trade that I took from the golden pocket right here. Very juicy. 50% profits in a very short period of time. Okay. Now, how did I know that we were going to get a massive bounce? Because when I entered the trade, guys, take a look. That green dot on the 1 hour had not yet printed. Okay, how did I know we were going to bounce here? And how did I know that this wave wasn't going to come down lower? The trick is to look at the lower time frames and then interpret the higher time frames through the lens of the lower time frames. So if you see that the 1 hour looks like it could print a green dot soon, then what you need to do is you need to go to a lower time frame. And for the sake of simplicity, I shall indeed split my screen into two. Okay, still got some stuff on the screen from a previous video because I usually don't use two screens, but for the sake of example, I shall wax dual screen. Okay, I shall wax dual screen. Now, let's draw a vertical line where we got our bounce, and we got our bounce from right about here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and draw a vertical line. Control or Alt V on my keyboard. Alt V on my keyboard. I don't know about y'all's. But I know about mine. And sometimes we wax southern around here, guys, all right? So if you're new to the channel, make sure to like it and make sure to subscribe to the channel. By the way, if you do want to get into the VIP Discord where I post daily technical analysis updates, as well as potential trade setups, as well as a thriving trading community in here of people helping each other out, posting juicy technical analysis, posting juicy trade setups, right? Shout out to White Phoenix. Shout out to K-Pax. Shout out to Boyan, man. These guys are masters at technical analysis. These guys are really good traders in here. And where's my man? Shout out to Max Stroke. Shout out to all these people, right? Go to patreon.com/Jason Casper, right? Okay, so what I'm going to do is this is the 1 hour time frame up here. And we're going to go down to the 24-minute time frame. Now, let's take a look at that bounce we got, okay? Where was it? Right about here. Okay, this is right where we got our first bounce. Okay, this is the 24-minute time frame. Now, what we need to do, if it looks like we're about to print a green dot on the 1 hour, okay, how do we know we're about to print a green dot on the 1 hour? It's simply by looking at, let's zoom out here, simply by looking at the VWAP, right? The VWAP is going to be our first giveaway on the 1 hour. If that VWAP is starting to point up, we can see right here, it had come down, it got horizontal, and now it's starting to stand erect again, all right? The flaccidity has passed out of the WAP, guys, okay? And so here's the thing. We come down to the lower time frames to see, is this VWAP going to continue up or not? We come to the 24-minute time frame, and honestly, guys, it is quite ambiguous right here. Although we are printing a green dot on the 24-minute time frame, which indeed we are, okay, at the same time printing a green dot in the 24-minute, as we get our bounce, we still don't have enough evidence to say that this is going to be a very decent bounce. Instead, what we need to do is go down to an even lower time frame. Let's go down to the 12-minute time frame. Okay, we come to the 12-minute time frame, and this is our giveaway that indeed the 1 hour is going to start confirming bullish soon. Here's the giveaway. When you see, okay, a bullish divergence on the 12-minute time frame, that's a powerful indicator. Price is coming down. Money flow and momentum are coming up, okay? What we can do now is we can see a general direction, right? We can see a general direction on the lower time frames. We're zooming into this 1 hour momentum wave right here. We're zooming in as we start to see it starting to form a bottom, right? As we see the VWAP starting to come up. Again, if we wait for the green dot to print here, we miss most of the move. If we want to get the juiciest entry, we have to front run it. But we have to use the lower time frames to get higher resolution to actually see what is happening. If we see something like this, where we see two green dots, an uneven butt cheeks pattern, guys, okay? An uneven butt cheeks, that's really what it is. Uneven butt cheeks. Enter, okay? If we see something like this, guys, okay, where we're looking at a gluteus maximus, okay? Look at this momentum wave right here. I'm going to zoom right into it, guys. I'm going to zoom right into it, and we can see that it looks like a butt. It looks like a butt, okay? Look, do you guys like butts? Well, I do on Market Cipher. We have the left cheek, and then we have the gluteus crackimus in the middle, and then we have the right cheek. Now, notice something about the right cheek. The left glute is juicier, is plumpier than the right cheek, right? Just like this. When you see the left cheek rounded and chunky, right? Chunky, like we're going to hang on to it a little bit, right? But the right cheek, you can tell that the glute is not firing. When Market Cipher B is squatting and deadlifting, there's a muscular imbalance, okay? We see the right cheek, the muscular imbalance. As the price is coming lower, we see from this blue candle down to this purple candle, price is coming lower, yet the butt cheek is uneven, momentum is getting higher. That is our first clue that the 1 hour is indeed going to turn bullish. What we want to do is we want to look for divergences on the lower time frames to show us what is going to happen on the higher time frames, right? And so what I like to do is I like to zoom even lower now. I see it on the 12-minute, powerful indication. Then I like to go to the 6-minute. What do I see on the 6-minute as we are coming down to our bounce? Let's take a look. Wow, look at this, guys. Look at this. I mean, really just very, very clear, uneven butt cheek, very strong divergence here, right? Very, very strong divergence. And we can really see, really see that as we are coming down to our exact level here, we can draw a very clear uneven butt cheek pattern here, okay? Very clear uneven butt cheek. Now, why this is so powerful and why I'm showing this to you is because if we take this uneven butt cheek that we drew, and notice uneven butt cheek on the 6-minute, we can even see money flow coming up, right? Very important. Money flow coming up is very important. Then we can go back to the 1 hour time frame and leave our drawing on Market Cipher B. Okay, we're back on the 1 hour. Our drawing is still here. And look at what we can see. If we zoom now in on the 1 hour, we kept our drawing there. We can very clearly see, even though we have not yet confirmed this green dot, we can still see, sorry about that, guys. We can still see that as our VWAP is starting to come up, we can front run this green dot, knowing that we've reached a bottom, because now on the 1 hour, we can still see the uneven butt cheek that we drew on the 6-minute. And eventually you guys will get to the point where you won't have to draw butt cheeks on the lower time frames to look at the higher time frames. No, you are going to be able to go from time frame to time frame and understand what is happening. But we need to zoom in here, okay? Basically, to understand what is going to happen on the higher time frames, we need to zoom in and see what is happening on the lower time frames. As soon as you see the potential of a 1 hour green dot, that is where you need to zoom into them lower time frames and say to yourself, okay, what is going to happen? Are we going to get a floppy butt cheek? Okay, are we going to get a floppy butt cheek? Let's take a look here. Okay, for example, right, we had this momentum wave right here, and price came back down, forming a floppy butt cheek right here. Okay, if we zoom into a lower time frame down here, boom, right, we go to the 12-minute, for example, right? Let's go back to that time. Let's see if we can find it. Right. Look at what's happening on the 12-minute. Do you see an uneven butt cheeks here? No. No, you see a floppy butt cheeks, okay? Uneven is where the left cheek is bigger than the right cheek, but floppy is where the right cheek is bigger than the left cheek. We don't want the butt to flop open, okay? A lot of times people try to get plumpier glutes, right? And the way they do it, implants, sometimes they shove fix-a-flat in there and spray it up, right? If you shove fix-a-flat in your butt cheek, I guarantee it's not going to stay tight like this, girls, ladies. You're not going to have a tight right glute by fixing fix-a-flat. Nope. Instead, what's going to happen is that fix-a-flat is going to come right out, and your butt cheek is going to flop on down like that. And if you see a floppy butt cheeks on the lower time frame, you know that that 1 hour bottom is not going to be very good for you, right? It's not going to be very good for you. Price is going to come down more before we reach a bottom. Now, look at this. We reached our bottom, but then we got an uneven butt cheeks here as we got the divergence, and that's where price starts to come up. Okay, very important that we understand how to interpret the higher time frames through the lower time frames, guys. And something else to keep in mind is the money flow. We want to be looking, even though the 1 hour time frame right now, the long that I'm currently in, from down here caught this massive pump. Even though the 1 hour money flow is coming down, right? Again, we have to zoom in. I would not have known at the time that I took the trade that money flow was coming up, right? It looks like money flow was coming down on the 1 hour when I actually entered the trade. Okay, in fact, if we go to the video I posted where I'm showing you guys what I am actually looking at as I am planning my trade, the 1 hour, we don't know yet if there's going to be an uneven butt cheeks on the 1 hour or if the money flow is going to come lower or not. Instead, what you have to do is you have to go to the lower time frames in which we can clearly see the money flow coming up, right? Money flow coming up. As price is consolidating and getting lower, the 12-hour money flow is coming up, guys. And as we are indeed hitting our support where I entered the trade, right? Again, planned out in advance in the Discord. By the way, guys, if you want to learn how to do technical analysis, right, and get these levels, because half of my trading is based on market cipher, the other half, guys, is based on technical analysis. And I do have a course that walks you through exactly how I trade, step by step. You can check out jasoncaspertrading.com, and this course will give you the knowledge and the skills you need to become a confident, profitable trader, walking you through step by step all the technical analysis you need to know. Check out the testimonials, changing the way thousands of people approach these charts, guys. And I walk you through how I use market cipher in extreme detail, far more than I can do in this video, guys. I spend 10 sessions on market cipher. The most powerful trading indicator in the world, in my opinion, guys. More powerful than all the other fancy tools that traders use, because what it does is it takes a bunch of information and it consolidates it down into a very, very easy to read format where instead of spending hours looking at all these crazy indications, right, looking at all crazy stuff. I mean, no hate. I do like to use XO charts, but you know, market cipher is giving you all this information that you would have to study and not only study, but then be able to look at thousands of things at the same time. Or you could just look over at market cipher and say, oh, divergence money flow coming up. I know it's a good trade, right? It will save you time. It will save you money. I really enjoy market cipher. All this to say, there's a 30% discount in the description of the video where you can get this course for 30% off. Trading strategies, mindset, and risk management so you don't blow your account. Check it out, guys. In addition, like I said, if you want to get into the Discord, patreon.com/JasonCasper. So right? We need to look at the lower time frames to interpret the higher time frames. If you see the higher time frames bottoming out and the lower time frames are diverging and giving you direction, then you know it's a good trade to enter, especially if it is on your level. I hope you guys subscribe to the channel. Hope you guys are super blessed. This is actually, the video I just posted is the first in a series where I'm going to take a small account and grow it into a large account, okay? Starting with 1,200, gonna hopefully grow this thing to 10,000 and then 100,000. And let's see how high we can take it, guys. Currently made one trade today, and I have made 50% on my entire account, 50% on the whole account in one day. You can't do that working a 9 to 5, guys. I'm telling you, 600 bucks in minutes. That's the way to do it. God bless everybody in the name of Yeshua, the Messiah. I pray that everybody is blessed. Hope you find value in the video. If you do, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to like the video. All right, y'all. Peace.